Night's Edge update 1.12 is almost here. This means it's almost time to say goodbye to the season of Spookies and hello to the season of Cosmos. There are going to be a ton of new in-game rewards and exclusive cosmetics for you in this new season. We also have a brand new event called the Chunk Takeover coming. The Chunks have rebelled against the Bork Overlords. There we go. So the Chunks have rebelled against these Bork overlords and taken over Bork Fortress. This means that there's a whole new set of events inside of the Bork Fortress with unique elemental chunk bosses for you to play against. We've also included a really exciting change to daily quests. So previously we felt our daily quest was relying a little bit too much on randomness. So if you rolled both the select epic perks and defeat mummy bosses, you'd be having a really bad time. But in order to make sure that players can log in and make consistent progress towards their battle pass, we've changed up the quest types in the daily quest pool. So you've got some new daily quest types, including win 1 match, defeat 3 bosses with a specific element or weapon type, and defeat 9 bosses. We hope this makes the daily quests a little less frustrating for all of us, myself included. 1.12 also includes some updates to the blazing bow. So as we continue to diversify weapons and their abilities, we looked at our set of bows and had 2 options. First, we have the common Rain of Arrows build, which is really good at clearing AoE. And second was the Jilt bow, which was good at spiking down single targets. To complement these 2 playstyles, we wanted the blazing bow to be more of an in and out skirmishing weapon, where players could manipulate their position and enemy positioning to maximize damage. We hope this increases the number of bow playstyles and starts to generate some gameplay variety between the bows. The blazing bow changes also include a couple of new abilities. One is Fire Fan. So you fire a cone of 5 arrows that apply burning to your foes. And the next is Explosive Shot. So this is a passive where your third basic attack is an explosive shot that deals damage to enemies in an area around the target. We hope these new abilities make the blazing bow just a lot more fun to play. Now let's all just admit we're all waiting for the same information here. What's gonna happen to the balance of the game? Let's get into it. So the overall plan for balance this season was to make sure that there was a lot more rune variety. In order to do this, we wanted to focus on making more builds powerful instead of taking the powerful builds down. This is something we actually talked a lot about in Discord. If you're not part of that, you can come and hang out with us over at discord.gg/LIGHTFOX So essentially we would rather have more powerful, exciting builds for players to choose from. And so our focus was on buffs. We actually ended up buffing 27 runes. Here are a few of the most notable changes. The first buff goes to the Regenerate rune. So last season, we started scaling this rune with HP, so it could be a good alternative for lower power, higher HP builds to power draining. It was still only ticking every 5 seconds, which wasn't nearly enough to compensate for the lost damage. So now it will heal you every second for the same amount of health. That's pretty exciting. Okay, cool. Can I just start playing for the rest of this video? I don't have to finish this, right? We also made a change to status effect triggers. So attacks that applied a status effect often did so after dealing damage. This meant that any attacks that killed an enemy wouldn't apply the status effect first, potentially causing the player to lose out on procs for that status effect. So all attacks now apply their status effect first so that any runes and perks that rely on that effect can take advantage of it more often. Another change that we made were changes to armor. I can hear you sword fans being super excited, probably silently, but that's fine. So there were times when fighting an enemy of much higher level would be a frustrating experience where you felt like you couldn't deal any damage. This was because their armor was able to reduce the damage of each attack down to 1, which meant you made no progress in fighting them. The formula for armor has been updated. The minimum damage for an attack attack reduced by armor is now 20% of that attack's potential rather than being reduced to 1 damage. Because of this change, runes and perks that applied or improved armor have been buffed to give weapons that rely on armor, like swords, more options. Now, of course, there are a ton more changes and especially buffs other than this, so make sure that you check out the news section in-game or on our website at lightfoxgames.com to get the full patch notes, or you know what, just come and hang out in our Discord server because we're already talking about all these changes over there anyways. There is also a notable bug fix that I wanted to include in this video for y'all, and that is that we fixed some issues that could have been interfering with connectivity and performance and frame rate. So if you're still experiencing problems with that, don't hesitate to send us a ticket by using the bugs and feedback section on the app and help us squash some bugs. All right, that's it for this update. Of course, you can get more information about this update in our Discord server. Let me know what you love or maybe even don't love about this update down below in the comments, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye, Knights!